Hello, everyone. Happy Oral Head and Neck Cancer Awareness Week. This is Tandy Elisala, your family caregiver coach and cancer empowerment advocate. Today, we are to kind of close out this week and what we've been talking about. I wanted to share about me personally and 2 years post-treatment, a little over 2 years, actually, close to 3 years. Oh my gosh, almost 3 years. Almost 3 years. What my side effects still are, and the kinds of things that I'm still dealing with. So I wanted to share that. And of course, I put them all down on my phone so that I wouldn't forget, which leads to number one. So, and keep in mind that side effects can range from mild to severe, and some side effects can be temporary. Some can go away after, a brief period of time. Some people have, cancer side effects for life. Also keep in mind that my head and neck cancer was concentrated here in the sinuses, and in the inside of the mouth and the lips. So, and all of it was on this side of my mouth. So it's going to vary, side effects and implications, long-term implications of cancer treatment, depending on the drug and how long and all this stuff, right? So these were mine, and a lot of mine are pretty common, and some of them may not be so common. So I'm going to share what type of side effects I still have almost 3 years post-treatment, and what I do to help combat that. Okay, so my first area is in the area of cognitive function. So brain fog, or otherwise known as chemo brain, it is a real thing, and this shows up for me in a couple different ways. One is when I'm thinking for words, like I know what the word is, I know what something is called, but I can't say it. It could even be as simple as a blanket, or headphones. Like I could be saying something and be like I need, it could be, headphones. And my brain fog is like, I can't think of it. And so my kids, they never ever, laugh or anything. They're always very okay, what is she trying to say? Forgetfulness, definitely. And sometimes just the symptoms and side effects after cancer. Like I said, it's been almost 3 years for me. And I still sometimes get forgetful. I have to write everything down. Next area is kidneys. So as I mentioned in a previous live, at the end of my round 1 chemo and radiation, I ended up with stage 4 kidney failure, you guys, stage 4. And I opted to stop treatment, and I spent the next 6 to 9 months healing myself from the remaining 2 tumors. And I was not down to go into the doctor for cancer and come out with needing dialysis or a kidney transplant, So I was very, very strong, my own advocate in that regard. I have been able to reverse that damage and go from stage 4 to early stage 3. And you can live the rest of your life in stage 3 kidney failure. So it's fine as far as I'm concerned. And what I did to help that was lots and lots of alkaline water. I mentioned in a previous episode about acidic water and just regular water. Drinking alkaline water really, really, really helps. I really like, and I had a feeding tube for over a year. So I just put water, we just put bags of water and threw them in, and I was just getting hydrated that way. And so that really helped me to reverse that kidney damage. Anemia is another one, and that's something that I still struggle with. Tremors. Hi, Grace. How are you? I'm seeing comments. Yay. Hi, Terry. Hi, Joanne. Hi, Grace. Tremors is another one. And here you can see a little bit, like, it's not too bad. When I get really tired, the tremors go off the charts. And it's sometimes, like, I'm used to it now, but sometimes people will say, are you nervous? Or there's nothing to be nervous about or anything. And I'm like, oh gosh, no, I am not nervous. It's just the tremors. One of the things that I've been doing for my tremors is taking copaiba essential oil with doTERRA. It is amazeballs, and we swear by it. I can like rub some, and I'll do a demonstration on a different live. I wanted this live to be focused, but I rub copaiba on my hands, and 5 to 10 minutes, the tremors are like, ooh. So that really, really helps. It helps with inflammation and that kind of thing. Neuropathy. Sometimes I can be holding something like my phone or a cup and be like, and I'm not able to hold it. Like, or I'll be holding a folder or something, and I'll be like, oh my gosh, to whoever I'm with, I'll be like, hey, oh gosh, can you get this? And I lose the grip, and I lose the ability to grab onto whatever it is. And it's totally random. I haven't been able to figure out if it's tied to emotion or a certain food I eat or anything like that. Restless leg, that is huge. Restless leg, that's a big one. And before I would use my restless leg essential oil blend, I use it every night. I just put one pump and I rub it on my bottom of my back, like right in the hip and lower back area, and boom, no symptoms, and I'm able to go to sleep. So I don't go anywhere on any trips without that restless leg combo. But restless leg, neuropathy, tremors have all been side effects that have stayed with me. And another thing that has happened is in the area of the mouth, right, with oral cancer. So tooth loss. I had a tooth here literally just fall out. Like, it just fell out. I've had loose teeth. I have teeth that have separated. I have a lot of periodontal problems with my teeth, and extreme mouth sensitivity, because they've done so many surgeries. I've had 4 cancer surgeries to remove tumors and 3 reconstructive surgeries. And my reconstructive plastic surgeon was able to keep my muscles pretty much intact. Otherwise, my whole left face would be drooped. Like, it would just be like, and this, like, I wouldn't look at all like I do now. And so my doctors have been amazing. My surgeons were amazeballs. And yet, some of the implications of that are I have scar tissue, inside my mouth, and it's a lot smaller, and I'll have these teeth issues. Spices are huge. I have had smell changes, taste changes. Some foods don't taste the same to me anymore. Losing that sense of smell and taste is, from what I understand, really common with head and neck cancers, particularly when you get radiation in the head and neck. Sometimes, and and this is really, it's kind of embarrassing. Sometimes like I spit foods out now. Like I could be eating a random something and like a piece of it falls out. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. So I avoid eating certain foods in public for that reason. And like I used to love popcorn, for example, love popcorn. I cannot eat popcorn. A, it's too salty. B, it's it hurts my mouth, and it pieces of it will just come out when I'm talking. So I have to be I'm very cognizant of what I'm eating in public, and making sure that I'm not eating hard foods. It's really hard to eat hard foods because my teeth are loose and the bone loss and all that stuff. Almost 3 years, y'all, 3 years post-treatment, and I'm still experience nausea. I still experience nausea. And actually, last month, it's fewer and fewer times now that I actually vomit, but last month I did. And it was a meal of chicken and rice, really fine together, and it just set something off, and that just wasn't good. So I do get nausea with certain foods, particularly rice, or certain pastas, and chicken breasts, and things like that. Like it just really, it gets stuck, like here, and it just makes me really nauseous, really, really nauseous. That never used to happen before cancer treatment, never. Unless I'm drinking water out of a big cup, or something with a big mouth on it, I have to drink with a straw. I have to drink with a straw. I actually had one person in public say to me once, when I was drinking my water with a straw, he said, basically implying that I don't care about the environment because I'm drinking with a straw, and, people shouldn't drink with a straw. And I just politely said, yes, well, I'm a 4-time head and neck cancer thriver, and unless you want to see me dribble my water down my top, I got to drink with a straw. So there. And he felt really bad after that. He felt really, really bad. It's just the assumptions people make, right? The judgments that people make and the assumptions. And it's, it's just really interesting. When I was going through this whole process, I would even have medical providers, without asking me any questions, they would lecture me about smoking and drinking, and saying, well, that's what'll happen when you smoke, you got to be prepared for cancer. Or, seriously, I would get medical professionals, doctors, nurses, especially. Nurses were the worst at these judgments and assumptions, interestingly for me. And I would get them, they would just be, real judgmental, and, lecturing me about smoking and drinking. And when I said, I've never smoked a day in my life. I've never smoked a day in my life. Seriously, y'all, never. I've never smoked cigarettes. I don't smoke marijuana. I said, I drink maybe 1 or 2 fruity drinks a year, or a glass of champagne or wine. Like, seriously, yeah. So the risk factors for me to develop this particular kind of cancer is really, really low. And so that's why on, I think it was Wednesday, when I talked more about the spiritual side of things, and like the voice and all of those kind of things, that was a big part of my healing. Even if it would have been a high risk thing, I still would be doing that. But anyway, I digress, but I wanted to share that, how judgmental people can be, and how sometimes, like if I need to drink with a straw, I need to drink with a straw. Like, my mouth muscles are it's challenging sometimes, and so I need to do that. And I still experience dizziness and nausea when my body gets hot, like physically hot. And I actually, this will be my third summer, and I live in Arizona. And I told the kids, I'm like, okay, I'm going to give it one more summer, and if it doesn't lighten up, I'm going to have to really think about maybe moving to someplace with a cooler climate, because it's really affects me. And another thing is, you probably can't see it too much because I have makeup on, but like here down, I have like this permanent red mark, all across, and that is all from radiation. It obviously was a lot worse, but this has been a pretty constant tone for about 2 years. And the other thing is the wrinkles. Like, this is kind of funny, you guys. It's not funny, but like, why is my hair doing this? Like, I'll go like here to here and I look fairly young, right? And then like here, like I have a lot of wrinkles and stuff like that. And that's from the treatment. And so people that go through radiation are definitely prone to, to that. So what I do to combat that is I have, and this has been in the last couple months, I put a special formulary together of my essential oils for anti-aging, and I'm using that, and I'm even using it here and here and here too. So I took before pictures, and I'll definitely keep you guys updated on how that does. And then a recent development is my hearing. So I went to the doctor for a checkup, and I have like a 38% hearing loss in my right ear. And I said, like, I'm 49. Like, why is, how is that? And he said, sometimes that happens as a result of cancer treatment. And it's more of a long-term effect. And I'm like, oh, interesting. So that's something else that has just recently surfaced for me that I'm working through. So I shared a ton of side effects, got real personal with y'all in some ways, and just wanted to, I felt it was important as we talk about oral cancer and head and neck cancer to talk about the implications of it, and even in general cancer treatment. Some of these symptoms and side effects can be really prevalent for people. The tremors and the dizziness and the fatigue, y'all. Oh my gosh. I don't have the fatigue as much, but I do still find that my body needs between 8 and 10 hours of sleep a night. It used to be more like 12 to 14 hours a night, really. And now it's like, okay, like 10 hours is like ideal for me. And this body really feels it if I don't. So I honor my body's needs. And that's I guess the biggest message that I wanted to share was helping educate and helping people understand the long-term effects of cancer treatments, radiation and chemotherapy, and to help what I'm doing to combat some of these symptoms and side effects, and that if you are going through cancer treatment, you're not alone. You're not alone. There's there are people that have been there and have gone down that road, and I want you to know that you're not alone, and that you are, we all have our stuff, right? We all have our things that we've got to work through. And I feel really lucky and really fortunate to be alive and to be here from stage 4 cancer to nada. I feel really, really blessed to be here and to be talking about all the side effects and some of the yuckiness of it and some of the stuff that has happened for me, yet I feel really blessed because with every wrinkle, with every scar, with everything, like, it's made me who I am. And it represents the resilience and the courage that it takes to fight this and to beat it and to come through the other side healthy. And if it takes, just a few side effects, some, not a few, but I think I rattled off like 20, side effects to deal with that, then so be it. So I hope this has been helpful, and I'm so thankful that you have joined me. And this has been an interesting week, talking about oral head and neck cancer awareness, because it is really important. And the vast majority of cases are people that are non-smokers and non-drinkers like myself. So, it just goes to show you, right, that cancer doesn't discriminate. It really doesn't. And you've just got to be aware of your body and watch for signs. Go back to my day one video where I talked about the signs of oral cancer and the things that you need to be aware of. And oral cancer is on the rise. It's interesting. Almost 50,000 people this year will be diagnosed with oral head and neck cancer. And thyroid cancer is 8 on the top 10 list. So, there's a lot of money in cancer. And so while I would love to think that cancer is going to go away, I think as long as we have the pharmaceutical and the medical industry that we do, and the incentives, therefore, that they, have in that field, and the habits, and society, and the habits that we as individuals have in our lives that can contribute to certain cancers. I think that I don't think cancer is going away. I mean, I wish it would, and I'd love to say, it's eradicated. And maybe that might be a pessimistic view, but I think a lot has to change in order for there to be true and lasting change in the cancer arena. So until then, I will advocate for those that are going through cancer, and certainly their caregivers that are taking care of their loved ones. So I hope this has been helpful. Thank you guys so much for being here and listening. And I love you guys. Mwah.